What's going on, everybody? We're back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about EDC. EDC, let's talk about the second thing. First thing, obviously a gun. The second thing would be a holster. I am a huge fan of Tier 1 concealed. I've bought plenty of other holsters, too many to name, and I always come back to these guys. I have, I don't know how many, like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 of these holsters, and I like them a lot. So whenever I buy other brands, I always want to have that positive click with this gun snapping in. A fun fact is I've actually played kickball with my son, 14, and some of his friends with this setup on. So if that gives you any idea. You hear that click. I love the click. I want the click because it's not going to fall out. So, and I just don't get that much of a positive click in other companies and their configurations. So I use a Tier 1 concealed. They have, I mean, you can pay like $50 all the way up to like $200, you know, it depends what you want to do. This one right here cost me about $160, $170 because I've got a flashlight. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But you can pay what you want to pay. So the third thing, first thing gun, second thing you need a good holster. The third thing I would say that you need is a flashlight. I have flashlights for all of my guns, different manufacturers, but the TLR1 is what I carry, an EDC. I'm going to do a flashlight comparison video later, but the third thing would be a flashlight. Now, I only have 2 brands of flashlight for handguns. That is a TLR1, which is a Streamlight, and then I have a Surefire X300U and a B, or a UA and a UB. And so these are the only ones that I have. I have 2 TLR1s, I have 2 Surefires. I like them, they're awesome. Like I said, I'm gonna do a video later on down the road about flashlights for handguns. But this is the third thing, flashlight. If you cannot see, what are we gonna do? Mag dump into the dark? I don't think so. You're responsible for every round coming out of the barrel of this gun. All right, so let's move on to number 4. You guys know that I'm a huge red dot on handgun fan. I do not own a handgun that does not have a red dot on it. Actually, I have one of the very first Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0s that came out, but I don't ever use that. It just sits there. Sentimental was my first EDC, so I don't get rid of it. But I'm a huge fan. This is the RM09. This is the 1 MOA. I did a Full Armor Friday last week about it, and I like that one a lot. I have a CHPWS plate instead of the factory polymer ones. I've heard some things about the polymer ones messing up sometimes. I haven't had any problems with mine. I ran it until it came in, so that was just a few hundred rounds. But I heard that they did it out of polymer, so it could flex a little bit, and the recoil wouldn't be so hard on the optic. There would be like a little reduction. I don't really know how that works, but I'm not a Scientologist, so I have no idea. Like I said, this is a Trijicon RMR. I like it a lot. I have the non-suppressor height sights. These came with this gun. I don't like a busy window. A lot of people will be like, oh, you need backup irons. Go back on my channel. I completely take the sighting system off of my gun, and I'm still accurate up to like 10 yards, I believe. And so, you know, everything's personal preference. So that's it for the handgun and the holster. This is a full-size gun. It's a 17+1, and then I have a 23 round mag that I use also. EDC, a knife, not only for defensive purposes, but I mean, I use this thing a lot. If I've got to open something, if I've got to do something. This is a Cobra Tech, and I can't remember the exact name of it, but this is a Cobra Tech knife. It's an automatic knife. I like automatic knives because most of the little flip knives, they're spring assisted. They're real easy to open. which is the same as this button. Where I like it is the close, because whenever you close those, you have to put your thumb in the way. And on this one, my thumb is completely out of the way and I close it. No way that I could cut myself, right? Somebody will find a way, trust me. Anyways, and I have a small flashlight. I am going to upgrade this, but I got this for free by a guy that subscribed to me, so I appreciate that. And this is my little EDC light. I don't really carry it too much during the day, but during the night I definitely do. This one stays on my gun 100% of the time. I do not take this light off. But if you ever think about it, hey look, I gotta do something and it's dark, I'm not gonna pull my gun out and start aiming it around. Like if I drop something and it rolls under the car, hey, where is it, you know? I'm not gonna pull my gun out. People be, oh my God, you pull his gun out. I'm like, hold up. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna use this. It's a rechargeable, it's water sealed right here, USB micro. It's a USB micro rechargeable. There's no parasitic battery drain, which is super cool. If you don't know what parasitic battery drain is, it's even though the battery's sitting in there, it slowly, minorly acts like it's activated and the battery runs down over time. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. But yeah, none with this one either. None with my Surefires. I have had no problems whatsoever. But this is my basic EDC setup. Now, people tell me all the time, there's no way that you can carry a full-size gun with that much ammo. So let's get it. So like I was saying, people talk about, I'm just in a regular t-shirt. This is the before. You know your boy got a little bit of belly because he likes to eat. But this is the before. And people talk all the time about not carrying a full-size gun, or it may be uncomfortable or what have you. And look, man, I don't really care about all that. I want to run my gun. You know what I'm saying? So now I have it on. All right. Now, I'm going to carry a full-size gun. I want every advantage. I'm going to run a light. I'm going to run an optic. I know that that's personal preference and people can do whatever they want, but I just wanted to put this video out to just kind of show, give you a little bit of insight on what I do and why I do it. There always needs to be a reason why. I'm not going to do something crazy and then when you ask me, hey, why are you doing that? Well, man, I don't know. I saw it on Instagram. It seemed cool. There always has to be a reason behind it. So let's get into when do you trust something. So if I can run 500 rounds, I will run 200 rounds of my carry ammunition, and then I'll run 300 rounds of full metal jacket in training exercises or whatever. That is when I feel like the base, the minimum standards have been achieved, and after that I'll start carrying the gun. So I will not carry a gun before I meet these baseline standards. This is all personal preference. Some people will do 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. That's fine. I figure 500 rounds. I'm good to go. That's just me. I cannot, convince you, make you feel comfortable. That's something that you have to rationalize in your own head, and then you make steps towards that goal. Now, extended magazines, I do not carry an extended mag as my primary in my gun. I use the 17 round OEM Smith & Wesson magazines because I have had, probably I can count on one hand how many times those have failed to lock to the rear on empty mags. With extended mags, a lot of the times, and I have 5, 6 different brands, and they all fail to lock to the rear on empty mags more than they do lock to the rear. So that's just something to be aware of. Personally, it's not a big deal. We train for these things, but we're talking about giving ourselves every advantage that we can. This is just my little tips, tricks, video, whatever you want to call it. I like this. This is the setup that I have. I've been running it for years. A little over 5 years I've been running this setup, and I like it a lot. So thank y'all for watching. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Have a good day. God bless, and I'll see you at the range.